The language of the universe, it's not unknown to you. You already know how to speak this language. It's just that what's unknown is when to use the language and how you're using it. So let me explain. When you say a prayer, no matter what religion or God you pray to, how do you pray when you pray? Think about how you say a prayer. Usually it would be words, or you might have some sort of act of devotion, but words are normally what we think of when we think of prayer. And words aren't the language of the universe. The language of the universe is energy and frequency. And you've probably heard this before, but when you think about it, it doesn't really make that much sense. You know that the language of the universe is energy and frequency, but what does that really mean when translated into everyday use, and in particular in relation to how you speak to the universe? So, the first thing to know is that the universe isn't outside of you. So you and the universe are one. And when you pray to God, you're not praying to some outside force. So the second point to note is that the energy and frequency that you are vibrating, that you're emitting, is generated through your emotions. And your emotions are generated through your thoughts. So when you change the way you think and feel, then you're beginning to speak the language of the universe. But that's not all there is to it, because the universe doesn't just give you what you want. It reflects back to you what you already are. So I remember reading years ago, we were talking about prayer, and there was a study that was talking about the difference between different types of prayer. And it found that prayers of supplication weren't as effective as prayers of gratitude. So, supplication would be pleading to God, please make me healthy, or something along those lines. And the prayers of gratitude are where you're thanking God in advance. Thank you for my health and well-being. Thank you for whatever it is that you're praying for. And when you do this and you feel that gratitude and you say thanks in advance, then the universe hears you, because it feels the vibration of gratitude and it responds to that and reflects that back to you. So it also hears your prayers of supplication, but if you're praying with a vibration or frequency of pleading, that energy is an energy of lack. And the universe responds to those feelings of lack, that vibration of lack, by reflecting that back to you, by reflecting more lack back to you. So if you want to feel loved, you have to feel that love for yourself first. If you want to feel rich, you have to feel that feeling of abundance and wealth inside first. You have to, if you want to feel healthy, you have to feel vibrant first. And you don't have to lie to yourself. If there's some part of you that is unhealthy, then that's okay, but focus on the parts that are healthy and give thanks for those. So you're not lying saying, oh, I'm so healthy, when you're not. You're giving thanks for the parts of you that are healthy, and you're giving thanks for what is already true. And I know it's hard, especially if you have been feeling a certain way for a certain time. If you've been feeling unhealthy for a long time, it can be difficult. So that's why you can start small. Focus on the little aspects of you, as I said, that are already healthy. Focus on the little things and then allow that to grow. And remember that the universe is always listening, not to your words, but to your vibration. So if you're focusing on the aspects of you that are healthy, or the areas in your life where you feel abundant, or the parts of your life where you do have so much to be grateful for, then the universe will reflect that back to you. So every thought that you think, every emotion that you feel sends out a frequency, and that frequency acts like a beacon, and it draws back the experiences that match that frequency. So that's why shifting how you feel, even ever so slightly, can have a profound effect. It's not about pretending, as I said, you're not pretending everything's perfect. It's about turning the energy towards gratitude, towards what you desire, even in the smallest way. And even if you think you've nothing to be grateful for, then be grateful for being alive, experiencing this moment. So start where you are. You don't have to lie to yourself, but do make the effort to start being grateful for the little things. And if you are looking for love and love feels very far away, start by offering yourself kindness. And if abundance feels very far away, then start to notice where you already have enough. And if health feels elusive, then tune in to the parts of your body that feel strong. So this is always available. It's always possible because there's always something, even in some small form, that you can be grateful for. And these tiny shifts begin to recalibrate your frequency and they send a new message to the universe. And it's one that says, I am ready, I am aligned, I remember who I am. And when you begin to make that effort towards aligning with that frequency, you begin to speak the language of the universe. You begin to speak it not with your words, but with your whole being. And as you practice this over time, you'll find that the universe then responds. Not because you're forcing it to, not because you're making something happen, because you're just speaking the language of the universe. You're speaking the language of love, of gratitude, of peace. And it's so rewarding when you do this because you see it, you see and feel the universe reflecting it back to you. And as I said, the universe is always listening. So begin to shift your energy first, your thoughts, your vibration, your emotions, and the universe will answer in kind because in the end, the real conversation isn't spoken, it's felt.